Another lure session for me this evening. It's Sunday, done all my usual stuff, and we had the builders round again today, so that's actually good because they haven't been working weekends, but they did a full day yesterday and a few hours this afternoon on the roof because we have rain on the way. That's the forecast for the early hours of tomorrow morning and then into the early part of next week. I'll be glad when it's all over, of course, the building work. We can start to then move on with the other things we want to do at home. We have a plan to get it all done and dusted by the end of November at the latest. However, if it works out as it is at the moment, it could be the end of October. So I'm not complaining on that front. And talking of rain, it's just started. It hasn't rained for some time. So it'll do the garden good. It will do my garden pond the world of good as well. And also, as an angler, it'll do our waterways good. So everyone benefits from a drop of rain, don't they? Will I catch tonight though? Well, let's see, shall we? I did say I will continue on this lake, lure fishing for perch, as long as I continue to catch. And I'm certainly doing that. It's shallow water, so naturally, at some point soonish, as the water cools down, then the fish will move off into deeper water. But until then, well, I'm happy with my favourite species on the bank. I've just been fishing around the other side. I didn't take the phone, which is what I record on an iPhone and a tripod. I just took the net and the rod. Nothing at all though. No takes, no follow throughs, no signs of fish at all. It's the way it is sometimes, especially when you're doing a very short session like I am tonight. 30 minutes at the most actually, because the days are getting noticeably shorter. So I think I'm going to have to start setting out a little bit earlier as well to get more time in. But this is a good time of the day as far as perch are concerned. The light levels are good as dusk descends, and that's very often when you catch a nice perch. While we still have some light, that's my reel there. It's a Fox Rage matching rod. It's a drop shot one, as I often say, but it's great for this type of fishing, which is mini jigging. So 1 gram jig head there, and then you thread the fish on. That's a 2-inch rubber minnow. I go for a fluorocarbon length at the end, a shot, and then onto the braid, which is on the reel. I'll be doing some more of this type of angling in the next few days. Big thing now, of course, is petrol, isn't it? How quickly that's escalated. Fortunately, I did have a full tank before the weekend, but I'm starting to see it move down a little bit now. I'm at work on Tuesday. I'll be in Oswestry and Welshpool, so I certainly need to fill up sometime after that because I have another game at the end of the week. I'm sure I will though. You have to queue if that's the case, don't you? One thing's for sure though, I have 8 sticks on my fuel gauge. I've got 7 or 6 at the moment. I think I've just dropped down when I was coming here this evening. I won't be queuing for that, but at some point you have to, don't you? I don't agree with it, but if you've got to get fuel, it's the only way you can do it. That's what you've got to do. I certainly wouldn't be queuing just to put £5 in or £10. I remember the last fuel issue That was some years ago now, wasn't it? Let's hope this one gets resolved fairly quickly. And people are sensible, that's the thing, isn't it? There isn't actually a fuel shortage. It's just panic and fear that grips people. Same as when the COVID thing first broke. You couldn't get sanitizers anywhere, toilet rolls and packets of pasta. In particular, they were going, weren't they? People were stockpiling, taking pictures of hundreds of toilet rolls in their living room and posting them on the internet. We didn't do that. We didn't get involved in any of that. If we couldn't get it, we didn't buy it. It was as simple as that. With fuel, because it's work, obviously that's slightly different. If I didn't need it, I would just leave the car outside and wait for the situation to get back to normal, and I'd walk. That's one thing I can do now, actually. Since I moved last year, I can actually walk to some fishing places, and I couldn't really do that previously, so that's one good thing. But hopefully it doesn't come to that.